I hope they see that I'm just having fun. And I try not to get too mad and slam my board if I can't land a trick or whatnot. But I think the most wow factor, though, is that, I'm disabled and skating. Basically, I guess when I was in the womb, it's called, I guess the medical term is congenital birth defect. But what it is the amniotic bands basically wrapped around my limbs and fingers and prevented development. And that was it. And back then they didn't know and just came out that way. I think my childhood was pretty normal, but just a lot of doctor visits, For the most part, I didn't really care what other people thought. Just did my own thing. With the support of my family, just knew that I was, but shouldn't have let it faze me and just keep doing what I got to do. I started skateboarding probably when I was 14. My cousin came over, family party, had a skateboard. He was just doing a bunch of kickflips, and I was just amazed by it and asked my mom to buy me one, and a few months later I had one. Every time I stood on the board with my prosthetic, it felt a little weird, but after, the first year or so, I got comfortable and started learning how to just push regular with my right foot, and then went from there. I mean, unless you're super naturally talented, I think I was like most kids, just started off what it felt comfortable, and then as I got into it, learned oh, okay, this is how you push, or this is how you ollie and stuff like that. First street video I saw was Osiris's The Storm. And then, I just tried to mimic that because that was kind of fun. Because I like that aspect of just, posse of 12 friends, mobbing the streets. And that was like the essence for me, Found, new group of friends, and they were, had the same sense of humor I did. We're into the same stuff I was. I guess you could say I felt a little bit more normal, just because they were just accepting me just because I'm a skater, and they didn't even care about if I had one leg or whatever. And just a lot of them taught me tricks, so I'd just try to mimic their feet action and try to do the best I could with my limited mobility. Throughout my whole life, whatever negative thought I've had, I've always tried to convert it and make it a positive and motivate me. So at first, the first glimpse, for sure, I was just dude, I don't think I'll ever ollie a 12-stair or whatever. I think I learned tricks as every other skater, but there's definitely some minor tweaks I've got to do because of the prosthetic. It's kind of weird to explain, but yeah, I do have to compensate for some tricks. Flip tricks are way harder. You gotta find that sweet spot. I have to put weight through my leg for my prosthetic foot to be doing what I want the board to do. So for example, if I want to ollie higher, I have to push my weight down my left side more as opposed to a regular ollie up the curb, I mean, the switch is hard because there's no inertia from that leg to make my hop even higher. So my switch ollies and 180s are super baby, but I can do them. I'm my own worst critic, so everybody's their own worst critic. So I'm always just well, that just sucked. It was tiny, it was barely over a board, maybe. The other thing I just loved about skateboarding was through the magazines and the videos and everything, everybody's their own style. Some people like this, some people didn't, but it was whatever. At the same time, you're just who cares what people think? I mean, I think that's just that dives into the thing of the skater mentality. If they're cool and they're just oh, well, this guy, he doesn't got everything, but he's trying, just give him props for that. But at the same time, there's probably the skaters well, why is this fucking handicapped kid here trying this shit, If they talk to me, if I say or if I give them props for landing a trick and they recognize it or whatever and are cool, then I think they're just cool people and wouldn't perceive me as a poser or nothing, but just as a fellow skater. Like I said, there's bad apples with everything, so 95% of skateboarders have a great personality and are in the same stuff you are, and you could always just talk about whatever, get along. I mean, I just had some good just support from homies and my cousin and stuff that they're just just work at it, so take baby steps and whatnot. It eventually panned out, I just turned that negative thought and wiped it out of my brain and just converted it into a positive, and it was just dude, I could do this. I just gotta figure out where to place my foot and not move it. Got good at street, and then slowly got into tranny, and then now I like tranny more because I'm old and fat. until my first, like, probably 12 stair. I definitely just got hyped off of them and progressed with them because they were jumping off the stairs. And I was just like, I didn't want to get left in the dust.